know. Hey, y'all. I got caught unaware, but we still gonna go through with this, okay? Let me close my bathroom down. Okay. Happy Saturday, y'all. And welcome back to the Sparkling Too Sweet channel. Just putting on a little fragrance. I don't know what this is because I put it in this bottle. I want to say it's my Love Star. That's what I want to say it is. I want to say is this. Girl, my niece gave this to me. This is my second bottle. And I've been on the hunt for the third bottle. But, okay, I think when I got the second bottle, I paid like, maybe about $22 for it. This is Victoria's Secret. It's Love Star. Okay, Love Star. Now, you that out there in YouTube land, if you find it, drop me a line. I know it was on Amazon for a minute, and I believe it's on eBay. But y'all, they selling it for $125 or either $145. We ain't doing that because the fragrance was only like $25. And I ain't paying no $100 and nothing for this. But do it smell good? She popping. She popping. But y'all, I done got me a plethora of fragrances, as you can see. A little bit on my headboard over there. That's my Lattafa. Yep. My girl, I can't name all that. I know it's Candy up there. And oh, I ain't got my bag. Because I got the travel size in my bag. But anyway, I ain't get on here to talk about no fragrance. Okay, y'all. The girl been watching some YouTube. Okay? And I ran across a lady last night. And she was talking about retirement. She was talking about life after 60. And she just shared, what she was experiencing in her life. And I listened to her, and y'all, I was inspired. I was inspired, and I was like, hey, my YouTube followers need to hear that as well. So, she was talking about life after. I think she's like 64. I'm 65. Soon, very soon, to be 66. And she was just sharing how she noticed a change. And honey, that hit home. It hit home hard. And I'm like, y'all, I was gonna write some stuff down, but I'm like, no, I gotta start remembering stuff off the top of my head. Because that's one thing. I'm giving you a warning. Warning, baby. I don't know, what your age bracket is that follows me, but if you in your late 30s, approaching your 40s, or if you're in your 40s, you could be in your 50s. It's time to start paying attention to some things, because your body is going to start changing. Your whole mindset is going to change. Even with the way you do things, things that matter to you, things that maybe you took seriously, I think that's probably the same category. It's not going to be serious no more. It's not going to matter anymore. And if you don't have a lot of family, you're going to find yourself alone. You're going to find yourself trying to substitute time, having a social circle, activities. If you don't do a whole lot now, you're gonna find yourself trying to do some things. Okay, so I just wanted to share with y'all that the change that I have noticed, and I think it started maybe about 3 years ago. Now, when it's regarding family, I have a large family, but far as my I would say my kids, I only have 3 kids. I do have a plethora of grandkids, but they grown. They grown. They in their own little world. Now, when they was little, they was around me a lot, okay? And I had one granddaughter that I thought that she was going to be my ride or die, y'all. I thought the girl was going to be like, we was going to be ace boom coon. And I got that girl when she was born. When she came out the womb, honey, and when it was time for me to, when it was time for her to leave the hospital, she came right home with me. I bought a baby crib, got the milk, everything she needed. And y'all, and come to think about it, I don't know where I got the money from, but Lord, I thank you. God is so good. Because I don't remember working. I couldn't have been working because I had her. And God provided. I mean, really provided. And man, that was my boo. She'll call me, when she got a little older, she called me and she said, Granny, come get me, Granny. Granny, come get me. Oh, I said, okay, baby, I'm on my way. And I would go get her. And even up to the time she got about, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, we still was stuck together like glue. And honey, in my mind, I was thinking that, I'm gonna be there for her, because my grandmother, my grandmother was there, but she wasn't, I would say I wasn't her favorite. Okay. Grandmama was strict. But I guess grandmama had so many grandkids, she couldn't do favoritism. Okay. She gave a lot of advice, but she didn't do favoritism. And with this granddaughter, I think, being honest, I did favoritism. But her sister, oh, I call her Bubbles. Oh, she was so adorable when she was little. Oh, and I mean, it's like, here it is. God done blessed me with 2. And honey, I love them girls. Honey, I love them girls. But, they grow up and they develop their own character. They develop their own way of thinking. I guess that's the same line of character. And, we all moved out of state. And I didn't get a chance to see them a lot because I moved out of state first. And then their parents end up moving. But I did, I was going back and forth and stuff, watching them grow. And, they would do little skits for me. And, we'd sit in the bed and we'd play and sometimes wrestle and stuff like that. And, y'all, they grown now. They grown. Well, the baby girl, I think she probably about 15, 16 years old. And y'all, them beautiful times have passed. The first granddaughter I was talking about, she got a baby. And honey, she just went her own way. She went her own way. Yeah, she did some things. She did some things that cut me to my heart. Honey, I'm like, ooh, honey, if at that time, how can I say it? If that was, like that movie Out of Time, and when the people get out of time, they die, baby, that would have been a time where, yeah, I ain't gonna even say the word because I ain't gonna put it out there in the atmosphere. But yeah, she did some things, and right to this day, I don't think she feel like she owed me a repentance. She owed her uncle a repentance. She just going on like she ain't done nothing. And I wouldn't have never thought in all my wildest dreams, the years that I had spent with that child, that she'll break my heart like that. And I tell you, it brings me to tears because I just thought she was going to be my ride or die, y'all. I was willing to give this child my car. Oh, and honey, my car ain't, yeah. I was still paying for my car. I was going to give it to her. And I was going to go and buy me another one because I felt like that she was going to go down the path where, she going to get herself together. Because I try to stress that this day and time we living in, baby, you got to have some education. Or either some type of certifications under your belt because, honey, this rent is phenomenal. Because, hey, when I was coming up, my rent was $250. You remember that? Y'all remember that? Yeah. Like in the 80s, our rent was $250. And now, $1,200, $1,700, $2,000, $2,500. Baby, that's somebody's whole work paycheck. I'm like, come on. So I try to stress in her how important it is to go back to school because she graduated, I believe, top of her class. Very smart, very intelligent, and I wanted her just as not just Xing out the other girl, but I wanted them to have the best. Okay. Now the other girl, she's still in school, and I believe she's doing well. And what I mean by I believe, Granny is cut off, baby. So that goes back to tell you how things change when you get in your 60s, when you get older. Grandma ain't grandma no more. Them kids get grown. They don't need grandma no more. Honey, they'll call grandmama and ask grandmama for some money. You become a credit card. You become ATM. And that's it. They get your money. They go about their business. They ain't trying to show you no love, give you no hugs and kisses or nothing. They just want what they can get from you. I never treated my grandmother like that. You know, I will always call my grandmother. I will always go by my grandmama's house. Now, sure, it's been times where grandmama like, hey, baby, I don't feel like being bothered. You know, but I will always and check. And then sometimes she'll say, I'm getting ready to turn my phone off. Cause I'm getting tired of this phone ringing. I can't do what I need to do around here. She stayed in her own apartment. She stayed by herself. But she did have a complaint. She did, about us not spending a lot of time with her. Now, we were always different ones in the family. We would always go over there, pick her up, take her out to dinner. She loved Red Lobster, and she loved Oyster Rockefeller. And we knew a restaurant that prepared that, and we would take her down there. We would always have very large birthday gatherings for her. We would have like little, get-togethers at the church or at my house. I would always cook Sunday dinner. Yeah, so she would come and eat, or either if when she in the neighborhood, because my mother lived right around the corner. So she would go by my mom's house, visit with her, then she'd stop in at my house. Yeah, she drove her own car. And she was in her 80s, from 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way to 100, where she died when I think she was approaching either 101, 102, and she just went to sleep and didn't wake back up. But y'all, I'm saying all of this to say that I can see and I understand why the government put a tag on your life expectancy, okay? Because they know that once you get over 60 years old, your family just, and the loneliness, if you let that spirit drag you into that dark place where you lonely, you get to thinking about, oh, don't nobody love you, don't nobody care, you all by yourself, you done retired or you don't have a job and you just sitting up drinking your coffee, looking out the window. Yeah. Or either you done got sick or something and don't nobody want to help take care of you. You end up in a nursing home, and God forbid, baby. Oh my God, God forbid. Honey, I worked for plenty of nursing homes. That's why I be telling y'all I've been in the healthcare sector. And to watch elderly people, they just be discarded like trash. They family members just throw them away, and not even realizing that, okay, one day you're going to get old too. One day you're going to get, if God's will, you get 50, 60 years old, 70. You don't want your family discarding you like a garbage bag. I pray that it be somebody in everybody's family that will take that time to say, hey, I love my mother. I love my father. Enough to say, no, they're not going in no nursing home. No, I got a sister right now that she's about 71 and she have been through a lot of surgeries. And her daughter right now is taking care of her. Now her daughter have a daughter of her own, but she's doing her best to take care of her mom, and I appreciate that because she's a young woman and, she still get out and do those things she like to do, but she's not traveling like she want to travel because she's taking care of her mom. She put her life on hold because she don't want her mama to be in no nursing home going through a whole lot of abuse and neglect. I'm telling you, y'all. They have these nursing homes or these retirement homes. You walk through the door And you like, oh, this is a beautiful place. Mom and Dad would love it. Once you get beyond that office wall, honey, and get over there where them rooms at, they may have a floor. They may have a floor where everything is prestige, is nice. They have the elderly people sitting out. They may be in an activity room. You know, they have a dedicated floor. And they make sure they keep that prestige. And that draws in the clients. But baby, when you hit them other floors, it's like the house on Haunted Hill. Yeah, watch the movie, baby. Yeah. Honey, I have been in I went into, when I lived in Wisconsin, it was this place called Colonial Hill. And honey, when you go in, I mean, the building is beautiful. A colonial style building with all the pillars and stuff is beautiful. And when you walk in there, they got a baby grand piano. They got this large antique bird cage where somebody made it over in China somewhere. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's laid out. They got the staircases that go up on each side of the building. I walked in there, I was like, damn, I want to work here, man. And the rooms was upstairs. You know, the classroom was upstairs. And so everything else, you know, you see downstairs. And that's where they give you a tour at, downstairs. And so I got the job. And honey, when I got upstairs, I said, hell to the no. Honey. Now, this was back in the 80s. Y'all, it was sad. They didn't have no towels. The people, I don't know, they was pulling clothes out of people's closets, putting clothes on other people and stuff because the people didn't have no clothes. They didn't have no clothes to put on. We run around there looking at people's clothes. Where they clothes at? They loved ones don't buy them no clothes. Oh yeah, they buy them clothes, but somebody steal their clothes. You know, they done put my dress on somebody else's body and all that stuff. I'm like, no. I think I worked there, I want to say for about 3 or 4 months. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I was heartbroken. Me and the supervisor, we was talking. I told her, I can't do this. We was tearing up bed sheets and stuff, trying to bathe somebody, you know. I'm like, no, these conditions, this place look like it's anyway, let's move on. That's story time. But y'all, I just want to come on here and share with you, you know, love on your grandparents. Love on your parents, you know. Hold their hand, give them a hug, give them a kiss, you know, spend time, you know, because baby, one day you're going to walk through that door and you're going to find out that everybody is gone. They gone. I talk to my kids on the phone. I have a son here. He's sleeping now. I think he in there sleep. He might be listening to. I have a son here, but even he's in his own little world, you know. And I'm the type of person, I like to talk. And I talk because there's nobody to talk to. Okay, the lady was saying, you know, get with your friends, have you a social circle, you know, go volunteer. If you're not working, go volunteer somewhere. You know, go on walks. Here in Arizona, it's hot. You don't want to be out there walking around. You got to wait till October, November, December to do your walking. Yeah, it's hot. I mean, but that's the only restriction that I have. You know, but I try not to, I try not to get myself in that bad place of feeling lonely, being bored. You know, sometimes Yeah, sometimes. But I call my sister. I got three sisters I talk to. And sometimes they get on my nerves. I believe I get on their nerve too. But I still call them and let them know, hey, I'm here. And sometimes they may need something. Like my sister, she bake, and she was saying how she used her mixer and it's making her hand hurt. She can't hold it up no more because she's in her late 50s. And I said, oh, okay, we'll fix that. And so I ordered her a one of them bowl mixers because she loved baking cookies, cakes, stuff like that. So for where she live at, that's how she make her extra money. So I'm like, okay, I got that for her. And then my other older sister, she complained about she don't never have enough wigs. So I just sent her some wigs. And my other sister, she don't really ask for nothing, but she did say she wanted her a purse one time, a smaller purse. And she said that when she go into the store, she just forget, to go over there and look, because she be tired, she be trying to get back. And these sisters are sickly. They have life-threatening illnesses. And so I got her that little purse, and also some other little items that she mentioned that she wanted. And how am I doing this for them? Baby, I was working. I was going to work. And that was my way of having social interaction, okay? Because after I sit at home for 3 or 4 days, I'll be like, Lord have mercy. You know how they say it's lonely at the top? They ain't talking about being rich. They ain't talking about being no rich, baby. Yeah, at the top of your age, it's lonely, y'all. I mean, you by yourself. If I lived by myself, I couldn't handle it. I wouldn't be able to handle it because I always had somebody around me. I was married. I was married a couple times. I was married, and me and my husband always did some things. Me and my second husband, we always did some things, baby. We had a good time. That's one thing I said about that chocolate man, honey. He showed me a good time. Yes, he did. And my first husband, we was always in church, going somewhere with the church. So we ain't gonna say nothing about the last one. Yeah, but anyway, it's lonely at the top. So I'm just sharing this with y'all because, just giving you an eye opener to help you kind of like maybe, plan some things out, get with that family member that you haven't been with in a while. You may be at odds with them, call them and tell them, hey, I apologize to you. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to call my niece and let her know, that, yeah, we've been at odds with one another for years, honey. And we don't talk. We don't talk. She's grown. I mean, she approaching her 50s. Yeah, all my nieces, my nephews. I got nieces and nephews. Yeah, yeah. Do I? No, my nieces. They they grown. They in their late 40s. Okay, and yeah, me and my niece, we've been at odds with one another. I call. She'll talk to me. She don't avoid my call, but she don't call me. Okay, I call her when we have like a family crisis. Let her know about her mom because I'm always talking to her mom. But she lives on the other side of Arizona, And, I just wanted to let her know that I love her, and I know we've been at odds with one another, but we could put all that, we could squash that, That's neither here nor there, and I wanted to let her know that, I know she's going through some things, and it may not be phasing her, but I know she's going through some things, and, I'm here for her. I'm still an auntie. I'm still above ground. I'm still an auntie. I love her. But if she would knock on that door and say, "Hey, can I come in?" I wouldn't look at her like, "No, you ain't getting in here." I wouldn't do her like that. No, nope. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know what I was watching last night, and the woman was telling the truth. I said, and everybody need to be aware of that. You may have a lot of family members around you right now, but baby, once they get older, they get their own lifestyle, they give you a call, but they gone. So yeah, so what am I doing now? I have been off from work, and I don't plan on going back to work until maybe after the holidays, or we'll see how it's gonna go. I'm getting ready to do some traveling with my family. Thank the Lord for that, child. Whew. Yeah. Thank the Lord for that. We did take a trip back in May. We was all together, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I don't know why, but it seemed like when you go on vacation and come back, it feel like you ain't been nowhere. I mean, you could tell by your pockets, because you got to pay all them bills you accumulated. But yeah, and I'm trying to restrain myself. Oh, and that's another thing. When you get in your 60s, you don't need nothing no more. All this stuff, the closet, the shoes, you don't need stuff no more. You find yourself, I call it retail therapy. Yeah, you call yourself buying stuff that you don't need. And the reason why I call it therapy is because it allows me to get out. It allows me to eliminate boredom. Okay, it allowed me to get out and even walk around the stores. Honey, I stop and talk to them women in a minute. They be trying on stuff and looking at stuff, and I'll be like, "Oh, what you think about that?" And we get to talking, and they don't mind. They don't mind. And I, if we standing by the makeup and whatever, they be like, "I wonder how this gonna look on me." And I look at, I'm like, "Let me see, girl." And I'm like, "I think that look cute, or it might not fit you." I try to tell them the truth. And what? Last week, I want to say last week, I was in Walmart, and I was purchasing me some deodorant, and the ladies, they was standing up there smelling the body wash and stuff, and they was like, they couldn't, one said smell like this, the other one said smell like that, and then they turned around and looked at me, and they said, "Would you smell this and tell us how it smell?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and the label said supposed to smell like blueberries, and that's what it smelled like, blueberry, but they thought it smelled like a cookie or something. But we got to talking and stuff, and the lady was like, "Oh, you so pretty. I would like you to come hang out with us and stuff." But that's neither here nor there. And you talking about let's hang out, yeah, let's go. Yeah, but anyway, that's something to consider. So I have I have got into buying different fragrances, as you see in my other videos. Me and my son, we did a fragrance comparison, or to let you guys know, a fragrance haul, to let you know what we bought. And there are a couple of more I would like to have, but I'm gonna tone it down because I'm going on another vacation. And that's another thing. You may find yourself doing a lot more traveling if it's in the budget. But I think after this, next year, if the Lord's will, and I, be in good health, I was invited to go to Hawaii. You don't believe me, do you? Told you. I was invited to go to Hawaii. And I'm like, baby, I gotta think about it, because from Arizona to Hawaii is 6 to 8 hour flight. It ain't the fact of me being scared. It's the fact of the time. 4 hours from here to Atlanta is, what you call it, teeth gritting. It's like sitting in this chair, and you know it, you fly. It's like sitting in this chair. 4 hours sitting in this chair, just sitting. And you just, you may have your cell phone, or they may have like a little monitor where you can watch some movies, but you just sitting. I don't like that. I don't like that. I get antsy. I got to get up. And so I start walking the plane. And I don't like that neither. Because if it hit turbulence, I don't want to injure myself. So I don't think I want to be on the plane that long. I really don't. I would love to see other countries. I would love, my nephew just got back from, I want to say Singapore or Thailand. I got the pictures on my phone. But he told me that it was a 20-hour travel, but he had to fly from North Carolina to San Francisco. And then from San Francisco, I guess that's where he began his flight. And he said that was 20 hours. That's like being on a plane for 2 days. No. Absolutely. I don't want to be in the tube that long. No. All these people. No. And then, me, I try to, if somebody's sitting next to me, I try to hold a conversation with them, but some people seem like they don't want to be bothered. And I be like, no, I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to help me, and help me pass my time while I'm on that plane. Because I believe, I know that when you start talking to somebody, it helps take your mind off the plane. It helps take your mind off the turbulence and stuff. It kind of puts you in a more relaxed state. But people don't want to talk. I had 2 gentlemen sitting next to me one time, and I was trying to talk to them. One was asleep. I'm like, how you get on the plane and fall asleep? One was asleep, and I was trying to talk to the other one, and it was very, very brief, y'all. And I'm like, man, then I looked at the lady that was across from me. She was reading her book, and baby, she did not put it down. Even when we hit turbulence, she did not put it down. She didn't flinch. She didn't do nothing. She just kept reading her book. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's a way how she just, she injected herself into her book and she ain't paying attention to nothing else. Okay? So, yeah. You start traveling, but that invitation, baby, I had to see them when they come back, because go to Hawaii. Oh, I would love to go. Oh, I'm praying for the strength. I'm praying and asking the Heavenly Father if I can go. Because he had to bless me with the money. Yep. Bless me with the courage. I need courage. I'm going to need some courage. And a whole lot of it. Oh, I need courage. Your will for me to go to Hawaii, I need some courage. But first of all, we got to take steps to get through this trip that's coming up. I got a 5-hour layover. And I'm going to make the best of it. Because one of my sons has provided me with something that's amazing, that I don't have to sit out there in the, I don't have to sit around the gate. I go to one of the lounges, honey. I go to the lounge, get me something to eat, and it's free. Get me something to eat, something to drink. It's all free. You ain't got to be out there trying to find no $20 sandwich. But anyway, yeah, I just come on here to share that with y'all. 65 years old. I'm still pushing, waking up. Oh, and another thing is, you ain't got to clean up like you used to. If you don't want to make your bed up, you ain't got to make that bed up, girl. If you don't want to clean that kitchen up, you ain't got to clean that kitchen up. You clean up because you want to. Yeah, if you don't feel like cooking, you ain't got to cook. Yes, honey. Honey, I was like a slave to my house. Just spotless. I kept my house. I kept my apartment. I keep this one tidy, but when I get up out that bed, I look at that bed, I be like, I ain't got to make you up if I don't want to. I just throw it together. Ain't nobody coming over here. And, sometimes I get it where I make it look real pretty and stuff. And, I got my little white comforter on there, but I ain't put all my little pillows on there because when I get ready to leave, I take a sheet. And I cover up the bed like they do in the mansions for to keep the dust off the bed. Yeah, that's how long I be gone, y'all. Yeah, I take a sheet and cover it up. And if I had enough, I'd cover up the rest of this stuff. When I come back in here, I had to do a lot of dusting. And I believe that's why I have the sinus issue, because of the dust. Yes, the dust and the dryness. But anyway, so I want you guys to go and enjoy your Saturday. If you see that on my bed, that's my phone case. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and I'm gonna prepare what you call a corn pie. I got a taste for some cornbread. So if you're interested, you can come back. I'm not gonna let this video go long because I'm already been filming for 43 minutes. I don't want it to be over an hour or something like that because I don't want to bore you. So I hope that I have finally entertained you with life expectancy. Oh, and let me throw another one in there, y'all. Your plumbing, your body. Over 60, things change. Seem like things get connected. Oh my God, what? Stuff started doing, your body started doing stuff that you never thought it would do. And it's not supposed to do it. Because I talked to a doctor and they're like, what? They ain't supposed to do that? Let me give you a prime example, y'all. And you gonna laugh to hell to high noon. Honey, it be times where, and it's kind of graphic, it be times when I be sitting on the toilet And I noticed I'd be constipated. And I'd be like, damn, what did I eat? You know? And y'all, let me tell you, I sit there and if I blow my nose, that relieves the muscles. And I don't be constipated no more. Yeah. If I blow my nose while I'm sitting on the toilet, do I need to say more? I already told you. And you heard me right. Yeah. And then sometimes, if you laugh too hard, you might tinkle on yourself. Yep. Your bladder don't hold in your water like it's supposed to. And your nose releases the other part. And it ain't supposed to. I'm like, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? It's real. It's real. And my sister that's older than me, she used to tell me that. I'm like, girl, you crazy. I don't nobody go through nothing like that. Yeah, she used to tell me that. She used to tell me if she sneezed or she coughed, she would boo-boo on herself. I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. And she said, you better be prepared. You might have to wear some pull-ups. Pull-ups? I'm a grown woman. Don't know about grown women or men wear. Yes, they do, honey. Yes, they do. I'ma tell you. We be buying pull-ups for our babies. Baby, they have adult pull-ups. I was on the plane one time, y'all, and I don't know, I got this coughing spell. Oh my God, I was coughing, and I never been through nothing like that, y'all. I was coughing. I was sick while I was in Georgia. I was sick, and I didn't have no COVID. I just had this cough, and when I got on that plane and they put us on an international plane, it was huge. It had about 300 people on that plane. Honey, I was coughing and pissing on myself. Yes, you heard me right. Oh, I kept running to the bathroom, y'all. Oh, I was going to the bathroom like every 10 damn minutes. And I wasn't drinking no water. And I'm like, where's this fluid coming from? Why is my kidneys on overload? I'm like, I was nervous. I was really nervous because that was the biggest plane I ever been on. And I'm like, why did they put us on this plane? All these people. It had 2 seats right here, 4 seats in the center, and 2 seats on the other side. And it was long. That's how I know we was on the international plane. And just to fly us to the Phoenix, honey, it was like, ooh, that was a big Boeing 737. But anyway, I had on, I want to say I had on all black. And I had this sweater. It's a sweater robe that I purchased from Walmart a long time ago. It's thick, comfy, nice and long. They call it a sweater robe, and that's what it looked like, a robe. But it's a cardigan. Y'all, that day I had about 2 different types of panty liners in my purse. Baby, I was using them up. Honey, I pissed my clothes out. I'm like, I don't believe this happened to me. And then, you know what? The strange thing about it was when I got off the plane, yeah, I was wet, but couldn't nobody tell I was wet. And that's a good thing. Now, they might have seen a little moisture on the seat once I got up. But once I got off the plane and I proceeded down to baggage claim, and stuff, I wasn't coughing no more. Mm-mm. I wasn't coughing no more. And then when I got in the car to go home, I had to tell my son bring a towel to put on his seat because my butt was wet. And once I got in the car, I wasn't coughing no more. Uh-uh. I was just exhausted from doing all that coughing. So I just came home, threw my stuff in the wash, went in there and took a shower, got myself cleaned up, got in the bed and crashed. Hmm. So things happen in your body that you may not even be prepared for. Because wearing pull-ups, wearing them pin things, never thought in the day. Do I have to wear them every day? No. But what I do, no, I don't do, baby. What I do is, when I get ready to travel, um, I have purchased me, and you've seen it in one of my, like Walmart haul, I did purchase me some leak-proof underwear because I want to be more prepared. I don't want to soil my clothes. So that's a safeguard for me. Yep. So things happen, baby. I'm just giving you a heads up. For you that in your 40s and in your 50s, I'm just giving you a heads up. Yeah. And you stay, if you're athletic, stay athletic. Stay working out. Keep working out. Okay. Because your body changes on you. So let me get out of here. I want to go in here in the kitchen and I want to prepare me what you call a corn pie. I got a taste for some cornbread, and I do have some turkey, a turkey log in there. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go in the kitchen. So stay tuned. I will put it up, let you see how I'm doing it. And yeah, we're going to finish out our Saturday. So